Hi everyone, in this video we are going to talk about designing reports from multiple tables. I am Dr. Gomati, and in the previous video you can find the introduction to the report, how to generate the word layout report, how to create an RDLC report, how to create a Excel report as well. So those videos are very basic, and here you can find how to combine multiple tables to generate the report. Before we proceed, I would like to tell you that this is the GitHub page where I'll be uploading all the queries, all the objects, and all the code which I'm using. I'm explaining you in the video. And this is my blog. So in this blog, I'll also upload the detailed steps on how to create a report, how to create a table, so you can just walk through this completely, so you can find the information, the detailed information about what is the report and how to do it. So this is the complete walkthrough. Like you will be knowing how to define the data set from multiple tables. You will come to know, like, adding fields to a data item. So data item, here we will call like it's a table. Okay, so table, how to get the data item, that is how to get the multiple tables, how to define the properties for the table, and how to add labels to the report, how we can design the RDL report. So I'll be telling you how to effectively design the RDL report. You can set the filters, and also you can build the running report. So also you will learn how to aggregate some values and show up in the report. So we are going to use four different tables. So first table is the customer table. This is the business central object ID, which is 18. Next one, we are going to combine the customer ledger entry, and the object ID number is 21. Detailed customer ledger entry, which is the object ID is 379, and sales header, the object ID is 336. So what are the field which we are going to get it from these tables? Okay, so custom, if you take customer table, you can find more than 50 columns. Okay, that is a field column from here. So we are not going to fetch all the 50 columns. We are going to just use only few columns from all these tables. So what are the table which we are going to use it? So number, name, phone number, address, and email from the customer table, and these fields from the customer ledger entry table, these fields from the detailed customer ledger entry table, and this much fields from the sales header table. Okay, these are all the fields which we are going to add it. And what are the properties which you are going to discuss? Before I show you the code, let us understand what are the property which you'll be creating for the table, sorry, report. So you can create a report using the T report snippet. So once you give, you can find that report you have to create with the report ID and the report name. And inside that, you can specify general property which is specifically for the report. Okay, report level property. So those property or usage category, which is equal to, we'll be setting up for administration. So usage category, you have various categories for that. Okay, specifically we are going to only use administration category. And next one is, if you see, the next is an application area. So why you should use the administration category? Because if you go with an administration category, then you are making the report searchable from tell me. So tell me, in the sense, there will be a search bar in your role center. So from there you can find that this is this specific report, that is which one you're going to generate in the administration category. Okay, so and the next one is what, the application area is equal to all. What you're going to do is, you're going to just make this application area is equal to all, in the sense, if you click on the tell me and if you are trying to search for your report, it will show up the report completely. Okay, and you can we are going to define the default layout as RDLC, because we are going to create an RDL report. So RDL report is what, the report definition language. Okay, and RDLC layout, we have to tell what is the name of our report. Okay, that is what, you can write any name here, and then you have to keep a dot, and then you have to write RDL, which is report definition language, which is the extension. Okay, so these are the properties. Apart from this, we have so many properties for report, but we are going to define only this much property in our code. Next one is the data item property. Okay, so in data item property, we are going to use these properties, which is data item table view. So data item table view is to sort the table view based on the field. If you want, if you have given something, for example, data item table view which is equal to, you have to give sorting. Sorting is what the method name, and inside that you have to specify on what column you are going to sort it. Okay, you're going to sort it based on the number, or you're going to sort it based on the name. So here, as I told, we are going to get the number, so I'm going to sort it based on the number. Okay, so the next one is request field filter property. So it will include the specific field, whatever the field which you are giving in the filter tab of the request page. Okay, so I'll also show you everything, so don't worry. So this is the if you give anything like in number, I have given number, so this number will be included in the filter tab of the request page. Okay, print only if detailed, so it will print data only if at least one of the specified table data item generates the output. Okay, if there is no item in that particular field, for example, if I am fetching all these data, but if there is no entry in the address field, then it should not fetch any data from that. Next one is the data item link. This is used to join two tables, because since we are going to use four tables, no, we have to combine these four tables. So we have already discussed about this data item link property in query. Okay, if you have missed that part, please go and check that. So that is the query. So how you can define the data item link, which is the property, and you have to tell on what two field you are going to combine these two table. Okay, before that we'll be defining the table. So this is the property for data item. Next is the column property. This is specifically for the column. Include caption, so it will be, the caption will be included to the data set. Okay, so far we have discussed what are the table which we are going to use, and what are the properties which we are going to use it in our report, that is a code. Okay, report code. Now I'm going to tell you what is a format you have to design, how your report should look like. Okay, when while you are sending that report to the client, how your report should look like. So what are the informations you should show, what are the fields you should aggregate, how to deal with the zero values, and what is the orientation you have to keep it for your report. Okay, what are the reports you should show? You should show the customer information at the top of the report. Okay, your top of the report should have the customer information. For each customer, the report must show a list of ledger entries. Okay, how, what is the ledger entry? So it should show the ledger entry. For each ledger entry, the report must show a list of detailed ledger entry under the ledger entries. The report must display basic sales document headers information for the selected customer, and each section of the data for each customer must begin a new page. For example, if I have first 5 customers, then my first customer detail should show up in the top of the report, and then his relevant ledger entry should be in the list, and it should list the detailed ledger entries and the ledger entry section and everything. Okay, this is for one customer. So the first report should show that is the first page of the report should show only the first customer information. If I go to the next page, then it should show the next customer information. Okay, and what are the fields I should aggregate is what the amount field, that is the amount field field from the customer ledger entry. So you can see that customer ledger entry here, I have the amount field, so this should be aggregated. Okay, should be totaled, that is it has to sum up and it has to show up for each customer. Dealing with zero values, if you have zero values, for example, if there is no data, or if you have a zero values in any of these fields, then how you should deal with, you should not show up the zero. Okay, if there are no records to display, the report must not display the data section itself. Okay, that section even that section should not be show up. For example, if there are no sales document for a customer, the sales header section should be skipped out. Okay, and the amount field must not display zero values, and the orientation is we are going to use the landscape. Okay, so what is a portrait? Portrait will be like this. Okay, like A4 sheet, in a normal A4 sheet. Landscape in the sense, if you just turn that sheet, how it looks like. So this is how my report should look like. Okay, so I'll show you the code, like what are the properties we have discussed so far. The same property I'll be showing that how I have connected all these tables together in the report. And then I'll show you lively like how I'm going to design the report, that is a RDLC report in the report builder. Let's see. So this is the report which I have created. Okay, you can find that this is the report name, and I have set like so we have discussed, right, what are the basic properties of the report which you're going to set. So the usage category, application area, default, and RDLC layout. Okay, so other than that, I'm going to tell the first table, which is the customer table. So that is the first table which I have to give it inside the data item. So the customer is the table name where this customer is the user defined name. Okay, you can give the same name or you can even change any name. This will accept, but this name should be the table name. Okay, that is the data item name. And then as we discussed like about what is data item table view, which is used to sort something. So this is sorting based on the number. Okay, request filter fields. If you want to that is what filter field you want. I want number as the filter field. Okay, and print only if detail true. And these are the columns which I wanted in the report, that is a number, and include caption. So this will also include the caption and the name of the customer, the phone number, address, email, everything. Okay, so see, this is coming inside the data item. Okay, inside data set and data item, inside the data item, this complete column which I want, I am just including it. Okay, inside the data item itself, okay, I haven't closed this curly brace, this block. Okay, inside that I am going to create another data item, which is the customer ledger entry. Okay, so you can also tell data item table view how it should view, like I am using a sorting. And of course, since we are just combining two table, so we have to use this property. This is a mandatory property. Even if you are not using this property, no worries, but if you didn't use this property, then it will show up the error. So I'll just show you. If I am just trying to comment it out and trying to save it. Okay, so what happens, it will not execute, because you have to tell between on which two fields you are planning to combine. Okay, so that is very very important. Okay, so I'm just using a data item link. Okay, so on what two fields you are going to combine. So based on the customer number is equal to field of number. So on these two I'm going to combine it. Okay, and what are the column entry? So entry number, customer number is the field of this table. Okay, customer ledger entry, and number is the field of the customer table. Okay, and then what are all the other field from this customer ledger entry you wanted to use, you can write that in the inside the column. Okay, entry number, customer number, posting date, everything. Okay, and once if you include everything, again I haven't closed the data item because I wanted to combine everything. So I'm just giving data item and ledge entry. Okay, so here I have to link everything. So based on the customer ledger entry number, so what is the customer ledger entry number, what is the field, I am just going to take it from the previous table. Okay, this is the previous table, from that I'm going to get the entry number, which is equal to the number, that is a customer number, which is equal to customer number. Okay, so this is the common field which I wanted to tell for sure in the data item link property. And here these are all the fields which are there in detailed customer ledger entry. Okay, these fields we are just taking out. And other than that, we are also using the fourth a table, which is a sales header, and I'm just telling that this is the directly linked with the number column, number in the customer column. So here what are the column you want, you can just make use of it. And here I am closing the complete thing. Okay, so I'm closing the complete report. Sorry, here I'm closing the data set, that is the data item. Here it is starting, right? So data set is closed here. And next one is I am creating a label here. Okay, so the purpose of this label is what? So you can create a label. This will be, we'll be using it as a caption in the report layout. Okay, we'll be using that. While we use, I'll just let you know. So let us just press Control and S to save, and we will just build the extension. Okay, in order, sorry, we will just build build this particular package, because it has to generate the RDLC report. So I'm just pressing Control Shift and B. You can find that multiple reports.al. Sorry, my RDLC report.rdl is created here. Okay, this will be created once if I press Control plus Shift plus B. Okay, so we can just open that. We are just going to open it. Okay, if you right click on this sorry, my RDLC report and click open externally, it will open the report builder. So now we are going to see how to design your report based on the conditions, like creating an aggregate column and everything. And I have designed the report. Okay, I'll show you how I have designed this. But what happens if you execute? So here, if you execute this code, let us see how the report looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to save this and let us execute this. Okay, so without any filter, if you try, you will get the data for all these customers. And I'm clicking preview and close. You can see that the report is getting generated. And this is the report. Okay, so entry number, what is the customer number, and what is that is, this is about complete information about the customer. Okay, what is the entry number? 7, because entry number is different. You can see that if you click next, you can see, okay, at the end of that particular customer detail. So till this we have 2000. Okay, and at the end of the 2000, that is the customer detail, you can see what is the total value for that particular customer. Okay, if you click, this is for a single customer. Okay, 2000. And if you want for all the customers, then you can execute, like you can without any filter, you can execute it. You can just go and search for report for multiple filters. Okay, so here comes the report. You can see it is nearly 56 pages. Okay, so 1000 at the end of every customer detail, you can see the total. This is for the customer number 1000. If you go to the next, you can see the information about the second customer. And in the previous customer detail, you can see that the number of that customer, address, name, phone and email is available. The phone number is not available in the database itself, so it is not showing up. Okay, you can some more format it for the better view. For example, you can open this, and if you want to format it in a better way, okay, you can use that. For example, if you want this two things to be in bold, okay, just select it, make it as bold, and also you can select it and make it as bold. Okay, Control B, and if you want to adjust the thing, you can adjust it. Okay, and if you want to use a different color, you can use a different color. Likewise, vice versa, you can just try it. Okay, so this is just to show you like how the thing will be generated. Okay, your initial report will look like this. So if you want to set up a header or footer, you can do like this. Okay, here, and the report properties, as I told, if you wanted to change. So initially what I did is I have added the list here. Okay, so this is to bring everything under the same group. Okay, and under this list, and here you can see the left side. Okay, I'm just making everything to the tablix property. You can find, you have to connect to the dataset item, dataset result. So this is what your resultant dataset, the complete dataset. Click OK. So beginning, we have just added the report and we have set the page type, and we have added the list control to the thing. And then on the right clicking on that, you will be having the rectangle property. We have changed the color of the rectangle using the fill color. And then if you click on the any border, you can see the tablix property. So in the tablix, you have to first connect to the dataset name, then only your data will be available over everywhere. And then you have to right click, go to the row group, go to the group properties, and then the general, you have to group based on the customer name, that is a number, and then go to the page breaks, and then you have to select the between each instances and click OK. Okay, so this is the basic thing which we have done. Now we have to add the customer data. Okay. So now we have to go to the insert pane, and then we have to drag the table control, okay, into the list property. Okay, we are going to, okay, 1 minute. So we are going to drag the table control, we'll just tell like insert table and to the list property. Okay, I have added it, and you can resize this particular to the half of the width or something like that. Okay, half of the width or half of the height based on how your report should look like, because under that we have to total the sum, right? The so total the amount, so based on that we have to resize it. Okay. So the table which contains the table row and the header, okay, this is the data, the header will be here and the data will be available here. Okay, and the three parallel lines in the left border, so you can see that this is the line which you have in the left border. Okay, this is the three parallel lines. The second row identify the data row. Okay, this is the data row and this is the header. Okay, so you can select any table row, you can right click on the shaded border. Okay, you can right click on the shader border, anything, go to the tablets property window. You can right click on any shaded border of the table. Okay, not on the not on the list. Okay, go to the tablets property. Okay, and now on the general tab, as usual, how we have changed, how we have done field is set to data result. Okay, so just ensure that you have to set this field to the data result and click OK. So let us also, this is a different tablex. Okay, and this is different one, this is the shaded area. You have to cross check whether this is properly enabled. Okay, so the table has already, here you can see that the table has three columns. Okay, so since we have to add the customer data, we can also add one more column here. Right click insert column to the right. Okay, you can add one more data here. If you want it, you can add it. Okay, so now what you can do is, um, so if you want to delete any rows, okay, you can right click and select the you can delete. Okay, delete a row, delete a column, so all the properties which are related to row and columns you can find it here. Okay, so now we can select the second table row, and we will right click on the row and choose the delete row. Okay, we will just delete it. Okay, okay, the row is deleted. Okay, and the remaining table row, like we can right click on the shaded border on the left. Okay, and you can also insert a row, and you can make it to insert it below. Okay, so this is like how many rows you want, you can add it, how many columns you want, you can add it. So here this is basically the data. Okay, here the data will appear. So what I wanted is, I want three header rows. Okay, I want three header rows, not the data row. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to right click here and I'm going to delete the row. Okay, it will be asking you delete rows and associated groups. Click S, and then click on the header row and insert row below. So you can see that this is also the header row and this is also the header row. Okay, you can find, if you click on this icon, you can see the list properties here. Okay, this you cannot see in the data. Okay, only in the header. So again, do this, right click and insert a row below. Even this will become the header row. Okay, you have now three header rows here. I hope you all can understand. I have created the four columns, that is, I have added one more column, and now I have deleted the data row, and then I have created the three header rows here. Okay, and if you just go and click on the first, that is the first cell, that is a row is also one, this is the first cell. And if you right click on the table, and you can see the expression. Okay, so once if you right click, you can see the expression here. You can see that this is the three important things. So this is the category column, this is the item column. In the category column, you can see that you have various options. Okay, you can click the parameters. Okay, if you click the parameters in the category column, you can find the relevant detail in the value field. Okay, values field. Okay, so now in the value column, we are going to double click on the number of customer caption. Okay, so this is the caption. So we have clicked the number of customer caption, and once if you click on this, you have to check that the parameters so you have to check once if you double click, no, you can see what is the set expression value for that. Okay, and you can modify this expression because we need the customer. Okay, so that is we are going to just modify it. We are going to add a function called first. Okay, first, and then give this completely inside the first expression, and you can just click OK. Okay, you can see that the expression is coming up here. I just wanted to change the property, that is green is not much visible. I'm just going to make it as a very light. Okay, mm, just okay, so this will be fine. So what happens in the sense, that is the first, which means the first value for the caption fields in the data set is retrieved, and this is used as a caption. Okay, that is why I have used the first expression here. Okay, right click on the second cell, which is the row 1 and the column 2, and you can also go to the expression here. And once if you click on the expression in the category field, you can select the parameters. Okay, category C field. Okay, we'll just go ahead and select the fields data set result. Okay, and on the right side you can select the number customer. Okay, and if you double click, you can find the expression value for that. Okay, you can see that fields number of customers dot value. Okay, you can simply click OK. You don't want to do any changes here. Okay, so this we are going to use it like we are going to do, that is we have to you get the all the details of the customer in the page. Okay, so that is why we are going to do it now. Okay, so in the row 2, this is the row 2. Okay, and on the column 1, right click, go to the expression, and you can select. Okay, go to the parameter and select name customer caption. Okay, click OK, double click, you can see. Okay, so this is the thing which we want. If you want to, if it is a parameter, you can just make it as is equal to first, and then click OK. Okay, and if you go to the, this is row 2, right, row 2 column 2, you can select to the expression, select the field, and then you can. Okay, in the second one I don't want anything. In the first row, in the third column, you can go to the expression, and you can go to the parameters and select the address customer caption. Double click here and make it first, and click OK. Okay, here, so what we have selected here, here we have selected name customer caption, right? Okay, here you have to select, go to the expression, go to the fields, name customer, double click and click OK. And here you have to select address, you have to double click. So in the what we have selected, address customer caption, right? So here you have to select, go to the expression, go to the fields, address customer, click OK. So I hope you're understanding what we are giving, right? Expression, if you didn't double click it, okay, address customer, double click, the expression should come up here, then only you can see that here. Okay, expression, name of the customer, and here we have to go to the expression, go to the parameters, and here we have to add the phone number of the customer. Double click, you can just make it as first. Okay, first, and then click OK. And then here we have to add the phone number of the customer. Go to the expression, fields. Okay, I hope you're understanding. This is the parameter we are passing, so we have to, it will come along with the caption. If you click on the field, it will come properly as the field. So click the phone number of the customer, click OK. Okay, I haven't double clicked it. Field, phone number, click OK. Okay, and then I need the customer details. Okay, these are the customer details which we are fetching out. Okay, so here you have to add the parameters, and then you have to add the email of the customer. Double click it, go to the first, and then close it, click OK, and then in the right click, expression, fields, email, click OK. Okay, now you can see that we got this one. So this is about the customer information. Okay, and so now let us just check until this whether we have really done without any mistake. Just control save this. Okay, go to the Visual Studio Code, control shift and D, check whether we have what we are going to add data for ledger entry and the detailed ledger entry. Okay, so now from the insert we have to add the table control into the list control. So this is my list control, right? Okay, so this is the table and this is my list control. So let me just make the list control some more bigger. Okay, so this is the tab this is the um, list control. Okay, we just wanted to add some more data into, that is we have to inside the table, we want the that is inside the list we want the table. So I'm just adding the table property here. Okay, so for this table also we will be having the table property, right? So this is the separate table. Okay, so we have to go to the tablets property, and we have to ensure whether the data set result is there. Okay, and select, click OK. So we have to insert the row. Okay, so try to insert row, and here it will be asking like inside the group or outside the group. Okay, so we have to use outside the group below. Okay, so outside the group below, this will add another data row to the table. And so we have one header row and two data row. This is the header row, the first one. Here you can see, if you go to the header row, uh, okay, this is the data row, this is the header row. Okay, now we have to choose the first data row. This is the first data row. Okay, right click on that, and you can just go to the add group, and then you have to choose the parent group. Okay, and you can see this is the tablets group window. Okay, select, you have to group the group by based on what you have to group by, based on the entry number, customer ledger entry. Okay, and you can just give add group header. Okay, and then click OK. So you can see that this is the group item. So again what you have to do is right click on the first row, and then you have to insert row. So we have to insert 11 columns here. So just follow what I'm doing. So here, if you just click on this and if you click on insert row in the inside the group, which means like it is like a merging. Okay, you are just making it as a one particular one particular column on the row. You are just trying to merge it. Okay, that is what grouping. Fine. So we are just making it an entry number customer ledger, because based on the entry number, it has the customer, the complete details about the customer should come up here. Okay, so we are going to add, I have created 11 rows, so you have to add the customer number, ledger entry, posting date, everything. We are going to add it now. So for that, please just follow what I'm doing. I'll be doing the task repeatedly, like I have to right click. Okay, so this is the second column. I have to right click, I have to go to the expression. The expression window will open, and in the category column I have to select the parameters like how we did it in the previous one. Okay, so parameters, and I have to pass the entry number, customer, caption. Double click on this and make sure it is there. And we have to, if it is a parameter, we have to just, we don't want a caption, so I'm just making it as first, and then I'm clicking OK. Okay, click OK, your expression will be here. Okay, and again what I have to do, I have to do this for everything, like in what should come in the column 3, column 4, and column 5. I'm just configuring it, just understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, right click on this, go to the expression, go to the parameters, and next one what I wanted is customer number, customer ledger entry. Double click and make it as first. Okay, and because we need only the we don't want the caption to be displayed. Okay, click OK. Double right click, and the third one is we need the posting date. Okay, click the parameters, go to the posting date, double click on it, make the first, and then click OK. Okay, then next one is the document type. I want the document type here. Expression, parameters, document type, double click. Okay, we have to repeat this until how many values you want. If you want only 3 values, then you can leave it as such. Okay, if you want more values, then you have to go ahead with that. um, so what we have recently taken. Okay, posting date, document type is fine. Document type. Okay, customer number, posting date, document type, which means document number. We have to take the document number. Okay, okay, how much you want, you can just go ahead with that. Okay, description. So if you want only till this, so I'm just stopping till this. Okay, if you want you we want amount, right? So I'm just adding the amount also here because I wanted the sum of the amount. So I'm just going to add the amount. I'll just leave it till the amount. So if you want add some more, you can add it. Okay, so amount or customer ledger. So I'm just adding the amount here. Okay, and click OK. And then other than this, we will just remove it. Delete column, delete, and delete. Okay, the same process you have to repeat it. Okay, and these are the data from the entry table. Okay, so here you can see that this is the data from um this is the data so first data will be from customer ledger. You can see that this is the field name and this is the table name. Okay, number underscore customer, number is the field name and customer is the table name. Okay, likewise you can see this is a customer ledger entry. Okay, and if you just scroll down, you can see this is a detailed customer ledger. Okay, and this is the sales header. So whatever you want, you have to add it accordingly. Okay, so first one, you can see that customer, I have added all the data from customer and the detail entry till this. Okay, the remaining amount, you can see that this is still the remaining amount. So this till this, like from data from the customer and the customer ledger entry I have added here. Okay, and the second one which I have added is what the information about that is the data from the debited sorry detailed customer ledger entry and the sales header. Okay, all these data I have given, and here finally what I have added is you have to add the total field. Okay, sum is the function which is used to add the data. So here it sums up all the value and it will bring the total amount, okay, of that particular customer. So you have to simply add the sum. You don't want to do any calculation, any aggregation in your Visual Studio Code. Just do it here. Once everything is done, you can simply save it and then execute it. That's it. Okay, it's very very simple. So execute, save this. Once you are done, save this, close this, and then press Ctrl and S and Ctrl and execute. You will get it. So I'll be posting the detailed step of doing all these things in my blog. So please visit it, and if you have any doubt, please leave your doubts in the comment box.